What's going on, everyone? Probably wondering where I've been for the Christmas holidays. I've been in Germany. I'm still here in Germany. We are at, what's it called, Tech Market? It's like the most generic name ever for a tech store, but that's where we are. And I figured we'd start things off with the graphics card section because that tends to be the best indicator of where prices are for PC building enthusiasts. So we'll start first with the RX 570 here. 329 euros, okay? That is roughly just a direct conversion there, about what, 380, 400 USD almost, which is pretty darn high for 570. And this is only a 4 gig card. We have the GTX 1060 next to it for 308 euro, which is actually a better deal. Just from a raw performance standpoint, the 1060 is slightly better, just from a frame rate comparison. Also a 6 gig card, so you're getting the higher end 1060 there from Zotac for about 20 euro less, which is pretty cool. Down here we have an RX 570 again. This is another 4 gig model, 279 euro. Okay, I'm not sure why Gigabyte's model is so much more expensive than Sapphire's, but this would be the one I would recommend in that case. Okay, this is the RX 580, also from Sapphire for 399 euro. These are getting pretty pricey. This is like GTX 1070 Ti territory in the States, and you're only getting a 580 there. So prices are pretty high, and I'm sure most of you who live in Europe already know that. Now on NVIDIA's side, GTX 1070, this is an Asus, of course, 8 gig card. They're all 8 gig cards. This is 433 euro, and you compare that to the 580, which is not as good a card. This is actually a pretty good deal. We're looking at around 490 to 500 euro. I'm just kind of doing these in my head, but that's not too bad considering we are in Germany. Next to that, we have the GTX 1080 Turbo blower style card from Asus. This is a $560 card, euro, looking at over 600 bucks US. That's pretty expensive for a blower style 1080. You're looking at roughly 1080 Ti performance equivalently in the States for what you'd be paying. So if you live in the States, especially, you know that RAM prices right now are extremely high. They're working on the new fabrication nodes, the new processes for memory, so the old stuff is basically just not in supply very much, and that's why prices are pretty high for RAM. It's interesting though, in this store at least, an 8 gig stick of DDR4, granted only running at 2400 megahertz, only costs, according to this tag here, 49.99 euro. When you convert that, that's about 50, 60 bucks US, but that's still actually a pretty good price. This stick here, if we just pull it up on like Newegg or Amazon, costs a bit more. So RAM is actually cheaper in Europe than it is in the United States, even though the supply from Korea and elsewhere is the same. I mean, it's all coming from the same place, so I don't know what that's about. Interesting though. So keyboards are pretty expensive here, 180 euro for a Chroma Black Widow V2. These are what, Razer green switches. They have their own switch brands, but they are similar to browns and blues. These are the orange switches. This one's actually missing a keycap, so if someone took off with the, looks like the minus key. Good game. All right, and for console lovers out there, I actually just bought a PS4 Pro myself. This one is bundled with, it looks like FIFA 18. You get some extra perks involved with that game, but this is priced at 400 euro. This is equivalent almost to what it costs in the States, but of course you have the conversion factor to take into account here, so this is going to be about 450-ish US dollars. Not too bad. It's great to see console prices aren't overinflated by any substantial amount here. And if we pan on over to the Xbox One X's that they have, I don't know what the prices are on these. I'm sure they're a bit more. What do we have here? $499. That's about right. That's about what I'd expect it to be. And it doesn't look like we're getting a bundle here. Yeah, no bundle. But isn't that crazy? 6 teraflops of floating point performance. Now that's not, you can't just directly convert that, you know, from console to PC to another PC. It's all relative, but still incredible compute power for a console like this. I take it back, you can get PUBG bundled with your 499 euro Xbox One X purchase. So chicken dinner. You can get yourself some chicken dinner right here.
All right, we are here in the Waffle Maker section because we definitely need to get one for home. Let's see, we have different sizes. We can have big waffles, waffles shaped like a flower.
Could kill somebody.
Oh, no, they're mini hearts. We want to have this mini heart.
This is an entire aisle of, what do you guys call them? Plattenspielers? Plattenspielers? Basically like electronic DJ setups. I've never seen this many DJ setups in an electronics store in my life. Kind of cool. TV prices, always really sketchy, difficult to compare, especially across countries, because there are several models, and many of them share exactly the same specs, and at different times of the year you can get them for really cheap. I got a 55-inch LG 4K TV, non-OLED, but good enough. I think it was a VA panel for like $550 US. That's around 450, 500 euro. I'm not really going to try to compare these TV prices to that one, but this one here, I think, is their most expensive TV they have in the store. 20,000 euros for a 77-inch. This better be 8K. Nope, only a 4K TV. That is incredible. All right, GoPros are an interesting commodity to compare across country. So GoPro Hero 5s are going to cost around 330 euro. That's for a GoPro Hero 5 Black, which is a 4K 30 FPS action camera. Of course, everyone knows GoPro. Now the GoPro Hero 6, which is most notably known for its 4K 60 FPS capabilities, costs about 530 euros, which is about 30 euros more than the equivalent US dollar price of $499. That's not too bad at all, actually. Let's see, 1500 versus 1300. What am I seeing different here? Oh, okay. If you want the 4K display, it's another 200 euro. So not bad. Do people in Europe say bucks ever? Like at all? I didn't think so. Okay, they're gonna make fun of me in this video. An LG monitor. These LG ultrawides are actually really great values. I started out with one of these. I had the 29UM57. This is a 58 here, but this is a 2560 by 1080p panel, and comes out to roughly 29 inches diagonal, which is about 74 centimeters. This is a great value monitor. Still 275 euro. Not the greatest deal here, at least. But in the States, you can pick these up for dirt cheap. We're talking in certain scenarios under 200 USD. If you find one for under 200 USD and you're not concerned about anything higher than ultra wide 1080p, then get yourself one of these. Trust me, I used one for a long time. They're great monitors. Okay, a bit of a shame here. We just realized that they don't have refresh rates listed for any of these monitors. This is a gaming monitor from ASUS, the PG258Q, which I know it's either a 144 hertz or a 240 hertz panel. It's only 1080p, so it's likely a high refresh rate 240 hertz panel. G-Sync, all the goodies included for 500 euro. But again, you wouldn't know any of that just by looking at the tag, because all you see here is the diagonal length, and then you see the pixel, the resolution, and the, for whatever reason, the aspect ratio, because that's super important, I guess. Well, we do know the refresh rate of one of these monitors because it's actually like engraved on the frame. That's pretty funny. So this is an AOC monitor, 144 hertz, 1080p panel. Looks like a TN, yep, it's a TN panel, and 1080p for 245 euro. Not too bad, but you could find better, more than likely, in the States. All right, for those Apple buffs out there, looking at 1150 euro for the 64 gig space gray iPhone 10. If you want the 256 gig variant, you're looking at about 1320 euro. That is, if you convert currencies, about a $300 to $400 markup just because you're in Europe. That's a bit outrageous. You're looking at 900 euro for an iPhone 8 Plus 64 gig model. If you want just an iPhone 7 base model here, 32 gigs of storage, looking at about 630 euro. Still pretty darn high for a phone that's a gen old. iPhone 6 is, what, $379? That's interesting. Like, they were only selling the 32 gig model. And then if you want an iPhone SE, for whatever reason, 350 euro for the 32 gig model. I'm actually still sporting an SE, kind of halfway sporting one. I swap between that and an LG V30, but still, good phone if you like the small form factor. So with the release of Intel's newest, what are they calling it, Kaby Lake R, if I'm not mistaken, it's basically the 8000 series ultra low power processors. So the i7s have 4-core hyper-threaded CPUs, which is pretty sweet for ultra low power CPUs, and the TDPs I think are exactly the same. I haven't yet reviewed one, but it's nice to see these in stock. They are a bit pricey. I would say these are about 200 to 300 euro more than their US counterparts, but the fact that you can buy them is pretty sweet. Some of these actually have dedicated like 940MX NVIDIA GPUs, which is pretty sweet. Good for on-the-go video rendering and the like. One PC I'm really interested in testing, this one right here from ASUS. It looks almost identical to the Dell XPS 13, at least with that infinity display. It's got literally no bezel and costs about 950 euro. Only sporting the 7000 series i5, so 2 cores and hyper-threaded, but still, it looks pretty nice. You know, I used to think tablets were super cool. That was when I was in high school, actually just graduating high school. My senior year, I thought tablets were super cool. I think I bought one. It was an old Nexus 7 tablet, and a really nice stock Android experience. I ended up selling the thing after like 3 months because I just didn't use it for really anything. Phones do most of what tablets can do, and if you want something that's much bigger than a phone in terms of real estate, you know, screen-wise, then buy yourself a laptop because you can do a lot more with it, in my opinion. All right, now there's always the question of pre-builts, whether or not you're paying, you know, a hefty premium to have the PC pre-built for you with Windows 10 or you know, whatever operating system already installed. So this is an i5-7400 processor, 1 terabyte hard disk drive, and that's it. 8 gigs of RAM. Oh no, we have a 256 gig SSD. And a GTX 1060, not sure if it's a 3 or 6 gig variant. We'll assume 3 because it's usually the worst of the two. And of course, Windows 10, we're looking at 1,099 euros, about 1,000 euros if you wanted to build one yourself. Of course, though, you don't get, you know, the customizability when you purchase pre-built. But you're looking at about a $100 markup, which isn't too bad, honestly, for a pre-built here in Germany. All right, always interesting to check out tech stores, especially when we're in other countries. This is the first like tech store review / walkthrough we've done in a different country, I think. So thanks Germany for hosting us. Thanks Lisa for hosting me and for holding the camera this entire time. There's a really weird country song playing in the background. You guys listen to country here? So anyway, thanks for watching. We will be uploading regular content here again soon when we're back in Florida. Until next time, this is Science Studio. Thanks for traveling with us.